Hi, I'm Erin with 5 Parks Yoga. Thank you for joining me for class today. Today's class is going to be a stretch and release class. Thank you so much to my YouTube subscribers and members and my Patreon supporters. I very much appreciate your support of my channel. If you have not yet, please subscribe to my channel and hit the like icon if you like this class, and please provide comments below. All right, so today we're gonna start laying on our backs. So go ahead and lay down and bring the soles of your feet together in butterfly pose. So we're gonna start right away with a hip stretch. And once you're on your back and your feet, the soles of your feet are connected to one another, bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly. So your thumb is kind of right at the base of your belly button. You can rest your elbows down. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Close your lips. Begin to breathe in and out through your nose. Begin to notice the length and quality of your inhales and exhales. With your hands placed on your body, you can feel the rise of your belly as you inhale from your low belly up through your rib cage and up to your chest. You can feel the hand on your chest rise as you finish your inhale at the top of your lungs. As you exhale, you'll feel your hand come a little bit closer toward the floor as you release from your lungs, and then down through your ribs, and lastly, emptying out your belly. So your belly is going to fall down toward the floor as you complete your exhale. You're gonna take 3 more breaths here, just like that. Just noticing. Can you notice your hand rise on your belly? Stay lifted, rise on your chest, and then release on your chest, down through your ribs, down into your belly. And then one more just like that. Belly, ribs, chest, chest, ribs, belly. This is called 3-part yogic breathing. You can release your hands away from your body, but continue with that 3-part breathing. Bring your knees up so they're pointing toward the ceiling. Bring the soles of your feet flat to the floor, wide on your mat, pretty much to the edges of your mat. Your toes are facing slightly out. Bring your arms to a goal post position with your palms facing up, and then start to rock your knees side to side. As you rock your knees side to side, continue with your deep breathing. The next time your knees come toward the right, rest them down on your mat or on the floor. And then if you'd like to deepen your stretch, you can take your right foot on top of your left knee. Let just the gravity and the weight of your right foot draw your left knee closer toward the floor. And then we'll switch sides. So you're gonna come back through center and cross your legs, and then release your knees to the left. You can place your left foot on top of your right knee. Let the weight of your left foot and gravity do its work, so you don't have to push. You're just resting it there, pressing your right knee, letting your right knee release a little bit closer to the floor. Come back through center, place both feet flat on the floor in line with your hips. Now you can cross your right ankle over your left knee. We're gonna take reclined pigeon pose. So lift your left foot up off the floor, hold on to the back of your left thigh, or you can wrap your hands around your left shin. Flex both feet back toward both knees. Are you still breathing deeply? Can you draw your left knee a little bit closer in? Now you can release your left knee, your left foot down onto the floor. Now extend your left leg long, flat to the floor, and then draw your right knee into your chest. So interlace your fingers around your right knee. Bring your right knee toward the right, around your rib cage, up toward your right shoulder. Your elbows come in and down toward your mat. Your feet are active and flexed back toward your knees. And relax the grip on your right knee, bring it back towards center, and extend your right leg long, bringing your foot up toward the ceiling or the sky, and then pointing and flexing your right foot as you hold on to the back of your right thigh. Now draw circles in one direction. Draw circles in the other direction. Come back to neutral and release your right leg. So bring your right leg long, flat to the floor. Draw your left knee in toward your chest, interlace your fingers around your left knee. Bring it around your ribs and up toward your left shoulder. Flex both feet back, elbows in and down toward the floor. Bring your left knee back towards center. Extend your left foot up toward the ceiling. Hold on to the back of your left thigh, interlacing your fingers around your leg, and then flex and point your left foot. Draw circles in one direction. Draw circles in the other direction. Come back to neutral. Now bend both knees. Draw them into your chest. You can wrap your arms around your knees into a tight squeeze, reaching opposite hand. You can interlace your fingers, reach opposite hand to opposite wrist or opposite elbow. Squeeze tightly here. And release, bringing your both feet back to the floor. Bring your arms alongside your body, palms facing down on your mat. Spread your fingers nice and wide, draw your hips or your heels toward your hips, and then press into your heels as you lift your hips for bridge pose. Option here to take a chest expansion, interlacing your hands underneath your hips and then rolling onto one shoulder and onto the other shoulder. If you don't want to do the chest expansion, just keep your arms long and straight. Lift your hips a little bit higher and a little bit higher and a little bit higher, and release. Draw your knees loosely into your chest. Separate your knees and feet for happy baby pose. You can hold on to your toes, feet, or thighs, or calves. And then option to hold it static, or you can rock side to side. Other option here, if you'd like to deepen into your inner thigh stretch, you can straighten one leg at a time. You can straighten both legs at the same time for a straddle. And just experiment in your happy baby. Where do you need that stretch today? What feels best? Releasing from happy baby, you're gonna bring your knees back together, loose grip on your knees, and then roll the length of your spine. Come all the way up to a seated position. And then from this seated position, you can have your legs crossed, you can have your legs in half or full lotus, it's your choice. Bring both arms up overhead, and then come off to the left and take a side bend here. You need to breathe deeply into your belly. You can have your gaze down at the floor or up toward the ceiling, just as long as your head is in line with your spine. Then come back towards center, and then release off to the right. Take your right hand to the floor, reach your left arm up and across, and again, choose the gaze that is most comfortable for your neck. And then come back to center, reaching both arms up overhead, sweep them back behind your back, Interlace your fingers for a chest expansion. So press your fists down toward the floor, lift your chin up off of your chest, and then option here to hinge forward from your hips. Coming into a forward fold, lifting your fists up off the back of your back. Release from that forward fold and make your way to a tabletop position. We're going to make our way through some cats and cows, just loosening up and warming up the spine. So drop your belly, breathe in, lift through the crown of your head and your tailbone, breathe out, and round your spine. Just rock back and forth. Are you still breathing? Come back to a neutral tabletop position. Take your right hand underneath your face, lift your left arm up, maybe look up towards your fingertips, and then you're going to slide your left arm behind your right. Come onto your left shoulder and your left ear. Keep your hips high, rest your ear down on your mat. Can you feel the stretch in the back of your left shoulder? And just the entire weight of your head resting on your mat. On your next breath in, you're going to unwind. So press into your right hand, lift your left arm up, and then we're going to reach our left hand toward our right hip. From this position, just start to roll your left shoulder open. Now, at this point, your head is still in line with your spine. If your neck is healthy and it feels comfortable, go ahead and gently release your right ear toward your right shoulder. Feel the stretch along the left side of your neck. If this creates any tension or discomfort, please keep your head neutral. Right, from here, bring your head back to center, lift your left arm up, release your left hand to your mat right underneath your face. Lift your right arm up, look up towards your fingertips, and now you're going to slide your right arm behind your left. Come onto your right shoulder and your right ear. Feel the weight of your head resting heavy on the floor. Feel the stretch in the back of your right shoulder. On your next breath in, unwind, lift your right arm up. Now bring your right hand towards your left hip. From this position, go ahead and roll your right shoulder open, maybe look up. Your head is still in line with your spine, so it's nice and neutral regardless of where your gaze is. And if your neck is healthy and comfortable, go ahead and release your left ear toward your left shoulder. Feel the increased stretch along the right side of your neck. Bring your head back to neutral if it's not already. Lift your right arm up. Bring your right hand back to your mat. Now from here, go ahead and bring your hands to the top corners of your mat. Going to keep your hips over your knees and then release your chest toward the floor. You can rest your forehead on your mat. This is called heart melting pose. And just stretching your shoulders, a release through your chest. All right, we're going to move from here into a back bend. So go ahead and release your elbows down toward your mat and just kind of shimmy your way forward all the way up onto the pads of your fingertips. So stretching up through the crown of your head. I'm going to bring my hands a little bit wider. That's an option for you as well. Now have just a slight bend to your elbows. So quite a large back bend here. So take it to the height that is comfortable for you. Okay, and we're going to take one more shoulder stretch here. So dip your left shoulder in, look to the right. Come back to center. Dip your right shoulder in, look to the left. Come back to center. Lower your chest down toward the floor. Now place your hands underneath your shoulders. Now press all the way back to extended child's pose. So now your knees come wide, your toes come to touch, your hips release toward your heels. Bring your forehead toward your mat. Take 3 breaths here in extended child's pose. Complete your exhale here. Walk your hands back and come up onto your shins. So you're in a kneeling position with your hips over your shoulders and your shoulders over your knees. We're going to take a posture called camel pose, which is a huge release for energy in the chest and heart center. Take your hands to your low back, your fingers face down. Draw your elbows back. Begin to lift your chest. Imagine there's a string pulling you up toward your ceiling. And then lift your chin, look up, maybe look back. You can hold here with your hands on your low back, or you can take one hand at a time toward your heels and look all the way back to your back wall. Even though your breath is a little bit more shallow, breathe into your chest, open up that stuck energy in your heart center, in your throat. If your hands are touching your heels, bring your hands back to your low back. Slowly make your way all the way back up so your head is over your shoulders, shoulders over your knees, and then sit down onto your heels. Just rest your hands on your knees, maybe close your eyes, and just notice the vibration of energy like in your chest, rising up through the crown of your head, slowing down your breath. Use deep inhales and exhales through your nose. Now we're going to release energy in our heart center, but on the back side of your body in a posture called rabbit pose. So for rabbit pose, it's just the counter pose to camel pose. You're going to take your hands to your heels, bring your chin to your chest. You're going to start to round your shoulders forward. Round, 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 all the way down until the crown of your head, not your forehead, the crown of your head, the top of your head reaches to the floor. Once the crown of your head is touching the floor, take a nice firm grip on your heels and start to lift your hips up over your knees. As you press your hips forward, okay, so you have a little bit of weight in the crown of your head, but you're not dumping your weight onto your head to protect your neck. All right, so as you press your hips toward the front of your mat, feel the increased stretch down through your, past your shoulder blades, all the way to the base of your spine. You're really opening up, and as you separate your shoulder blades, just opening up that space, basically the backside of heart center. Now, slowly release your hips to your heels and roll all the way back up to seated. Okay, now cross over your ankles. You can just stay right where you are and separate your legs, or you can turn sideways if you choose. We're going to take seated straddle splits. So in seated straddle splits, ground down through your sitting bones. Your knees and toes are going to point straight up toward the ceiling. You can have your hands resting behind your hips and sitting up nice and tall. If your inner thighs are feeling open today, you can walk your hands forward, maybe coming down onto your forearms, maybe releasing all the way down onto your chest. Just stay active through your quads, which is the tops of your legs above your knees, so that you don't overstretch your thighs, your hamstrings. Let each exhale take you a little bit deeper into the fold. All right. Now, if you're forward, Come all the way back up. And then just bring both of your legs straight, long on your mat. Reach both arms up overhead for seated forward fold, stretching over both legs, reaching toward your feet. It's okay if you can't hold on to your feet. You can walk your hands toward your feet. You can hold on to the outer edges if you do reach your feet, or you can take your peace fingers around your big toes. Breathe deeply here. Let each exhale take you a little bit deeper into your fold. All right, release from your fold. And then bend both legs. Take your feet flat to the floor. Bring them wide to the outer edges of your mat. Roll down onto your back. Bring your arms to goalposts and just rock your knees side to side. We're moving toward our last posture of class, Savasana. If there's anything else you'd like to do before Savasana, go ahead and do that now. If you're swaying your knees side to side, you can just come back to neutral. And then you're in the perfect position here to just slide your legs long so they're already a little bit wide, and just rest your feet down. Extend your arms alongside your body, maybe a little bit wide. Palms are facing up, fingers are relaxed. Breathe in through your nose, hold it at the top. Exhale through your mouth. And then just come back to the natural rhythm of your breath, flowing in and out through your nose. Maybe your lips are slightly parted. If you'd like to continue your hold in Savasana, please do so. Otherwise, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes and roll your wrists and your ankles. Reach your arms up overhead. Breathe in nice and deep, full body stretch. Roll onto your side. Cradle your head in your arm. Take this last moment on your mat in gratitude for taking the time to take care of your body, your mind, your heart. When you're ready, go ahead and make your way up to a seated position. We'll close our practice together. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.